All right, if you've ever needed a PA system, I've got one for you to look at today. It comes from Donner, which we know makes good products. This is called the MT-1. It is a portable PA speaker. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, I'm not usually somebody who needs a lot of PA equipment, you know. I've got a couple of little PA speakers and about this size. This thing is super versatile though. I mean, it's not just a PA speaker. This thing is a Bluetooth. I mean, look at the controls on this thing up here. We'll show you all of those in just a second, but yeah, I mean, inputs, outputs, and controls and effects, it's got all of those. Let me tell you about the listing on Amazon, okay? Because right now, I don't think it's on their website. So it is the Donner MT-1 portable PA system, 300-watt wireless Bluetooth speaker sound amplifier, 4 to 6 hour outdoor use with two 2.5-inch trebles, 8-inch woofer, supports TRS 6.35, USB, auxiliary, and mic inputs. And this is not just a PA speaker. I mean, this is a Bluetooth speaker. It has a lot of functions to it. And yes, it is super portable. I mean, it's a little bit heavy because I've been holding on to it for a few minutes here, but I did take this out to a pier that's like 160 foot long. And man, you know, with this and their Hush 1 Pro guitar, which I will be reviewing real soon, it'd be really easy to get to a gig. I mean, that guitar is in a case that's about the size of a pool cue. So carrying that with all of your stuff in it with this right here would be all you'd need if you were doing like an acoustic type of thing. They also have the Hush X, which is more of a rock guitar, but we'll get into that later. Now, if you're a guitarist or a bass player, this isn't exactly a guitar amp. It's a PA. It does have some effects on it and stuff. Like I said, it's great for acoustics. If you're looking for an acoustic amp, this thing will do it. But because it is a PA speaker, it doesn't have that sound of a guitar cabinet. So your best bet if you're trying to use it as, you know, with your guitar, if it's not an acoustic, your electric guitar, I would say you probably want to use a multi-effects processing unit. Donner has one of those, but I've got a ToneMaster Pro from Fender, so maybe we'll hook that up in a little bit. Well, let's do this. I want to do a lightning unboxing so you can see everything that comes inside the box. Then we're going to take it out to the pier. It's a 160-foot pier, so I didn't think anybody would be able to really hear me, but everybody that I talked to afterwards up in the community that I played it at was like, dude, I totally heard you all the way from my unit way down the street here, you know, so pretty cool. All right, so I've got this flipped on its face right now so we can see the interface real easily. As you see, we have a full accoutrement of inputs, outputs, and controls. And then of course, we also have the Donner app. When we open that up, you can see that we've got controls for all the different stuff on here. So if I want to control the microphone channel or whatever and connect. So let's turn this on. Do have to hold down the power button for a second for it to turn on. It goes through a launch sequence. Doesn't take very long. So it comes up to Bluetooth play. Okay, so now we can connect it. And there we go. So your volume is right there. You can control your microphone. You can control your guitar. Only channel 2 works in guitar mode on that. Music channel. So everything is individually controlled. You click on that and look, you've got a ton of different controls to do that, including an accompaniment for the, you know, if you're running your Bluetooth music on here and accompanying with guitar, guitar channel. So yeah, there's a lot of different controls that you can do with the app. So you can see the master volume's on 35. That's where it was yesterday when I was out on the pier, and we're going to show you that in just a minute. So we'll just start at the top, left to right. Mic 1, mic 2, and guitar. So either one of them you could plug a guitar into, or a bass, because you see they do have that 1/4-inch jack there. But number 1 is a balanced combo microphone input port, and this also has phantom power output. So it's compatible with condenser mics, and there's a little indicator right down there for phantom power. Mic 2 is a balanced combo microphone instrument input port. OTG I'm just learning what this OTG thing is. I guess it's a way for devices to be controlled, and it's somewhat new to me, so I'm not going to really comment on that, but it is a Type-C interface, and it does support OTG live streaming function. So I think if you wanted to stream your content, you could do that. I don't know. Right next to that is a live jack, and that is a 3.5 wired live interface. Right next to that is a 3.5 stereo input interface for stuff like mobile phones, tablets, TVs. Right next to that is a USB interface, so that supports direct UDisc music playback. So with this right here, you can actually play back your music off of that if you had some backing tracks or something like that. And it also works for recording, because this thing will actually record your performance as you play it. So that's pretty cool. This right here is your charging indicator light, and then this is a balanced live output port. So if you wanted to go directly to a board or to another PA or something like that, you can link them all together that way. Right here in the middle is basically a shuttle, and that's for your playback of music. Previous track button, a play pause button, a next track button, input selection button. You can use this to choose what is being input right now, and if you want to reset everything, you can just hold that down. And of course the power switch, with this one you long press for 3 seconds to power on and off. Long press for 10 seconds to force a shutdown. So if you're having problems and it won't reboot or whatever, you can hit that. And that's actually green right now. It doesn't look like it's green on the camera there. Then coming down here, mic 2, guitar. So on here you've got your volume. So aside from the master volume, you've also got a volume specifically for these two channels here. And we've got bass, mid, treble, and effect. We're gonna just, you can change it. Basically, like, that's your mix of your effect. Of course, you got your display right there. Music volume knob is right there, and then it has its own bass and treble. So if you're playing back music, backing tracks, or if you're playing along with something, then you can adjust that right there. And of course you also have some tone shaping with that as well. Of course, mic 1 is the same as what I showed you up there. If you turn one of these, then it lights up, and you can also see it affect on the actual display. So menu selection stuff right here, you've got down, you've got up, menu, and this right here is the effect mode knob. So you can choose which effect mode you've got on there. You've got reverb plus reverb and echo. So it's not extensive effects, but for a PA, that's good. It's got echo plus reverb or just echo. And then this is the live/headphone knob. So if you've got headphones plugged in here, well, that's what's going to control that. I think I already mentioned the master volume, and then this down here, of course, is your charger input. It does require an 18-volt 2-amp charger to charge the speaker battery. Now, the speaker battery, I don't know that you can actually replace it, because it's not like something where, you can just pull it out of there, but this right here is a screwed-in section, and I'm wondering if there's a battery in there that the battery pack could be replaced eventually, but I mean, you still can plug it in. But the thing that's really great about this is how convenient it is. It does have, as you see, these feet that are on here. And the feet make it so that you can put it in different positions. And of course, you also have a pole socket right there, so you can put it up on top of a pole. So if you want to, you can have it leaning back like that, or you can have it sitting flat like that. And the finish that's on here, let me see if I can turn this around here so you can see it a little bit better. The finish that's on here, I'm sure it's not Line X or Rhino Liner or whatever, but it feels very similar to that. It's really, really sturdy. So I don't see this thing getting jacked up by dings and all that stuff. I mean, sure, anything that gouges it will do that, but I mean, it seems pretty sturdy. It's a good looking little speaker unit. And like I said, has a full accoutrement of stuff. Now, if you're wondering about the battery, on their listing, they claim 4 to 6 hours of playtime, 300 watt peak power, RMS 80 watt. Flip this up here. I don't know that you could take the grill off of this to show, but let's see here. It has two 2.5-inch tweeters and one 8-inch woofer. And again, you can either plug it in or use the battery that's built into it. I kind of like the battery the most. And having the app is kind of nice, because you might be in a situation where the speaker isn't right in front of you, and you're like, oh, geez, I need to tweak something. You can just pull out your phone, connect to it, and bingo, bango, you're good to go. So walking this thing out to the pier, and it's obvious that if I was walking to a gig, it'd be super easy, man. Just grab your gear and go. As you can see, that Hush 1 is super small and easy to carry. Woo boy, all right, so it's windy. I'm turning my back to the wind right now. I'm at the end of a pier that's, I think, about 160 feet or something like that. I wanted to show that, like, if I wanted to go play at the end of the pier, where I could play loud and nobody would bother me, I could do that. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's give it a little bit more effect. a little bit less of the echo here. More of a reverb type of thing. That's good right there. Let's see where that is on the volume here. Master volume on that is 31 right now. And the guitar is, it's at about 1 o'clock. So that's pretty loud. And the wind is blowing. So yeah, perfectly portable. I can carry both this, well, this is of course the Donner Hush 1 Pro, and I will be reviewing this one very soon. It's actually a fun little acoustic guitar, and I figured I'd bring this because, well, if you're out busking somewhere, you might have an acoustic guitar or whatever, and really this works really well with acoustic guitars, and I've been getting that question lately. So there we go. It does. It works great for something like this, and I'm enjoying it. Now, something that I didn't mention when I was showing you up close is you'll see that there's a little line that goes across the shuttle stuff there. Apparently it is feedback suppression, and I think I had it on. I wasn't getting any feedback, but I think what you do is you push those two buttons and you hold them to get that, or to turn it off. I will say that the display is a little bit hard to see in daylight like that. You know, I had to kind of really get down there to look at it, but yeah, it works. It'd be nice if there was a way to brighten it up a little bit. Because if you're going to be playing outside, you know, you won't be able to see it very well. But then again, you have the app and you can just open that up and run everything that you need to do from there. This normally sells for $299. It is on sale right now for 7% off at $279. And then there's also a $60 coupon. If I don't know how long that's going to last, but you can just click it right there on the Amazon listing, and I'll take that down to what, like $229, $230? All right, let's plug this into a multi-effects unit and see how it sounds. All right, I thought I'd do a quick little demo with a multi-effects unit and the Donner MT-1 PA using the Fender ToneMaster Pro, which is a great multi-effects unit. I actually picked this up after watching Rob Arnold's channel, and he's from Chimera, and he's got a fantastic guitar channel. I'm gonna put a link down in the description if you haven't checked out his channel yet. I highly recommend it. He uses this as his live rig, and I was like, well, if it's good enough for that. So I'm really digging it. And then I've got it plugged into mic 2 with an XLR. I've got the guitar volume almost all the way down, and the master volume is at 11. I turned down the effects that the PA system has all the way, so there's no effects from that, just from the multi-effects unit. So basically I am using that just as a PA. All right, so as a matter of fact, here's one of Rob Arnold's settings right here. So yeah, that's his setting, and I've got mine right here. A little fatter setting on that. Let's do this. I'll put the phaser on here in digital delay. Okay, and then we'll check out a clean rig. That is my clean rig right there that I built. So there we go. I think it does a pretty darn good job. You could plug pedals into this and just use it like, you know, an amplifier. It doesn't sound as good as something that has some IRs from actual cabinet simulations and stuff. So, you know, up to you. Even at $299, that would be a good price for this thing, especially if you're somebody who does a lot of public stuff. Whether you're a musician or not, if you need to use a microphone, have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of effect on that microphone or play music through it, all that kind of stuff, it's pretty great for that. You know, I used to film weddings on the beach here in North Carolina. This would have been perfect for that. Yeah, we used to have to lug big car batteries out there and stuff, but not anymore. Something like this would just do everything you need it to do. So that is the Donner MT-1 Portable PA, and I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions are always very important to my channel, so if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. It's not inexpensive to run these channels, so if you're so inclined, want to toss a couple bucks my way, literally $2 you can send. There's a thanks button right down below this video. Click that and it makes it real easy to send. But either way, I am just so thankful for your support and for you being here. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.